The price of silver has soared beyond $42 per ounce, leading the increase in gold and silver prices. The metals market has clearly factored in the Federal Reserve's plans to decrease interest rates, but is the current bull run about to finish, or is it just beginning? Now, let's begin. It means the world to me that you tuned in. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Extremely optimistic for silver is the fact that the Fed is preparing to lower rates in 3 days. In a moment, I will go over a graphic that proves it, but this piece claims we will get another rate cut before the year ends. Is there any chance that it may really occur? There is a 96.5% probability of a 25 basis point rate drop, according to CME Group's FedWatch tool. Rates will almost certainly go down. At the next meeting, we may be lucky enough to receive a rate cut of 50 basis points. Then we jump ahead to October, when they say we'll most certainly receive the second rate reduction. Plus, by year's end, they predict 3 rate decreases, with a 75% probability of really occurring. We will most certainly be receiving a pricing reduction in the coming days. Then, what happens next is anybody's guess. Here we can see the graph that shows the dramatic increase in the price of silver following the rate decreases. As I mentioned in my most recent video, silver's price increased by 412% following a drop in interest rates in the early 2000s. After interest rates dropped in 2008, the price of silver soared by 441%. Additionally, once rates were zero under COVID, silver's price increased by 143%. Even though the rate drop has not yet begun, silver prices are rising. Once interest rates begin to decline, how much further can silver go? The question is that. This was recently posted on X a few days ago by the legendary economist Peter Schiff. The following rate drop, he claims, will go down in history as the most significant, though the Fed has made many blunders. As a result, the yield curve will be definitively controlled, and quantitative easing will be resumed along with a string of rate reduction. It will be the end of the dollar's reign as a reserve currency. So, in his mind, the dollar will die out because the Fed will cut rates, which will have a domino effect in the markets. He uploaded this the following day. The price of silver has risen above $42.20. Again, gold has risen above $3,650. These costs now appear exorbitant, but by next year they will appear pitiful. Most people don't see the impending storm, which is why prices haven't risen much yet. As soon as they realize it, a purchasing frenzy will start. Evidently, he believes the price is now low and that panic purchasing has not yet begun. Considering the size of the silver market in comparison to gold, it is a veritable tinderbox. And I must admit that I agree. A few days ago, Josh Fair, CEO of the Scottsdale Mint, shared this on X. A lot of people have no idea how little the silver market actually is. You should see it perform its thing all through the next decade. Take a look at this remark from One America Bank. Thus, this is the silver-backed Bank of America. The amount of silver needed to last 5 years could be met by converting only 1% of the world's reserve assets into silver, according to their calculations. Quite maybe silver is about to experience a meteoric rise. It blows my mind to see a graph like this, showing the increase in silver price following the commencement of rate reduction, especially when I know that they have not even begun yet. To put things in perspective, I came across this meme. It's about the economy and how Jerome Powell is attempting to put out the fire by adding more dollars, but it's clear that he's only making things worse. Therefore, in 2025 and 2026, is silver the best precious metal to invest in? Yes, I think it's likely that it is. It is clear that the mining corporations are thriving at the moment if we examine their performance. Both the GDX and its junior miners, the GDXJ, have seen gains of more than 100% so far this year. You can't argue with the data. I will not sugarcoat it. We are in the midst of a massive breakout in silver, my favorite metal, and I'm going to tell you my #1 pure silver idea of all time for the next decade. Here it is. There is a mining tycoon who is worth $1 billion who has just boosted his position And there is also a well-known Argentine businessman who invested millions in May and just 2 weeks ago increased his investment by millions more. There is a lot of momentum. They currently jointly possess around 25% of this stock. I can't imagine of a better time to feature today's sponsor, Argenta Silver, than 5 years after the market panic of March 2020, when silver rose by more than 200%. I am thrilled to be discussing Argenta Silver Corp once again today. Anyone who has been watching my channel regularly knows that my last mention of them was on June 1st, 2025. Fidelity, Interactive Brokers, and Charles Schwab all offer them, and they go by the ticker symbol AGAGF. The three most important reasons why Argenta Silver is my favorite silver investment right now are as follows. First and foremost, two ex-mining industry heavyweights who have amassed fortunes in the millions are purchasing shares in the company. Argentine real estate tycoon Eduardo Elstein and Frank Justra are both huge backers of Argenta Silver. Elstein bought 25 million shares in March, while Justra bought more shares 2 weeks ago, doubling his investment. The second one is the company's worth. The story is told by these dry figures. The project, which involved finding Argentina's third largest pure silver discovery and constructing a camp for 100 people, cost the former owners of the Elkivar an estimated 60 million Canadian dollars. There is 45.3 million ounces of indicated silver and 4.1 million ounces of inferred silver in the pure silver deposit. Reason number 3 is that we have only scratched the surface of the project area. I am unable to emphasize how promising this is. Already, it ranks as Argentina's third largest untapped pure silver resource. Argenta Silver is now drilling with a substantial cash position of about $18 million in working capital. So you may expect results soon, and they will keep coming for at least a few more months. The importance of this drilling program cannot be overstated, as the project remained idle for more than 10 years. Salda Providence, in Argentina's leading mining jurisdiction, has been named the greatest Latin American jurisdiction for 2023 by the Fraser Institute. Beyond that, the infrastructure that Argenta Silver acquired from the previous owners and the government was heavily invested in. A 100% camp is available for immediate use, along with more than 60 kilometers of internal roads and external infrastructure, such as a pressurized gas pipeline, a road, a high-voltage power line, a railroad, and an operational railroad. Research Argenta Silver thoroughly. Eduardo Elstein and Frank Justra's massive 2025 share purchases of Argenta Silver are very meaningful to me personally, as I've already mentioned. According to Frank Justra, the silver resource at Argenta Silver is an opportunity that comes along only every 40 years. Investigate Argenta Silver, AGAGF, on the over-the-counter market today. If you are waiting to buy silver or gold, I wouldn't wait much longer because it appears the Fed will be decreasing rates in a few days. The current prices of gold and silver will appear absurdly low next year, according to even Peter Schiff. And my gosh, things have hardly begun if this chart is any indication of what the future holds for silver. Also, I have a question for everyone. What do you see as silver's future trajectory? Post a comment and tell me what you think. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in my future video. The silver dragons are not available anymore. The transcription was performed by turboscribe.ai. To get rid of this message, go for unlimited.